matter of, if you need to use the restroom, since it's not really conducive in this, if you go straight across the lobby, to your left, the restroom's there if you need to use the restroom. So if y'all join me for the pledge, here we go. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Recognitions. We have our proclamation in honor of School Board Appreciation Week. Mayor Moore.
Well, thank you. I appreciate the opportunity and congratulations to this great board and the work that you've done. And seeing all the parents here tonight, that's reflective also of a lot of interest in our students, and certainly we thank our teachers, and I hope you're off to a great year. So listen up for the proclamation from the mayor. Whereas an excellent public education system is vital to the quality of life of our communities and to the economic development of our state, and whereas school board members represent a tremendous resource as local decision makers diligently work to overcome the challenges of a changing world while providing students with the services and opportunities needed for a quality education. Whereas school board members support and appreciate the efforts of students, educators, and administrators whose efforts have led to Tennessee having the highest graduation rate on record, and whereas the men and women of our local school boards are elected by the people to make decisions most appropriately for their communities and deserve recognition and thanks for their countless hours of service to public education in Tennessee. Now therefore, I, Dr. Ken Moore, Mayor of the City of Franklin, Tennessee, do hereby proclaim the week of January 26th to February the 1st, 2025, School Board Appreciation Week, and join me in applauding the board. And I think I just took somebody's microphone.
Thanks, sir.
Mayor Moore, I think we want a group picture.
As long as I don't have to stand next to Kevin.
Oh, come on.
If you don't know, Kevin works for the City of Franklin. He's our HR director, so I love ribbon and cloth.
Some of us say hi. You too.
Come on, Kevin.
Yeah,
Yeah, come on. Did it work? Did it work?
Thank you for being here.
I think the first one is probably
That's the one you want to keep.
That's right.
Hold it over.
all right, here we go.
I still did it.
Thank you. Thanks for coming. It was good to see you.
Thank you, Mayor.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you.
Continuing with our recognition and good news, we have 2 Student Artists of the Month. Our first will be Addie Stokes, read by Robin.
Yes. Is Addie here? Can you come up front? Franklin Special District Artist of the Month, I think for this month or last month, is 4th grader Addie Stokes. Addie created this beautiful winter landscape in Elizabeth Gallagher's art class at Liberty Elementary. Addie created her snowy winter scene during a lesson where students create landscapes by layering different sized objects and used position and detail to create depth in their designs. The class used construction paper, recycled book pages, and colored pencil to add details. Addie's artwork, along with the work of several other Liberty Elementary artists, is on display at the central office. Thank you to Chuck Sugg of Sonic Drive-In for his support of the Student Artist of the Month program, helping us to recognize and celebrate FSD students' artistic talents with a generous Sonic gift card. Congratulations, Addie.
And this one's another one from Liberty. Beckham Simmons, come on up. Franklin Special District Artist of the Month for January is 4th grader Beckham Simmons. Beckham created this beautiful snowy window pane art in Elizabeth Gallagher's art class at Liberty Elementary School. Beckham created his winter landscape by layering different sized objects to create depth and added a window pane to enhance his collage. He created his own winter scene that incorporated the holiday season as well as January's white winters by using construction paper, recycled book pages, and paint to add details. Beckham's artwork, along with the work of several other Liberty Elementary artists, is on display at the central office. Thank you to Chuck Sugg of Sonic Drive-In for his support of the Student Artist of the Month program, helping us to recognize and celebrate FSD students' artistic talents with a generous Sonic gift card. Way to go, Beckham.
We know you have homework, so you're welcome to be excused. Public input. Do we have anyone here for public input? Seeing none, public input is closed. Reports, presentations, discussions. For teaching and learning report, Dr. Decker.
Yes, ma'am, thank you. This evening, I am happy to share that the Teaching and Learning Spotlight shines on our model classroom teachers. This school year, an innovative and inspiring initiative was launched to highlight and celebrate the very best in FSD instructional practices, with the ultimate goal of extending and replicating those practices as widely as possible for the benefit of student learning. Dr. Summer Carlton and Dr. Gina Looney developed the concept of model classroom teachers tailored specifically to Franklin Special and continued to put it into action and enhance it. The idea for model classroom teachers came about based on the desire of the FSD Department of Teaching and Learning to seek educators for recognition who are willing to offer their expertise to other teachers and staff in the district as a whole. The focus is to identify and grow teacher leaders through collaboration and continuous learning. Model classroom teachers assist others in developing skills by facilitating professional learning, demonstrating exemplary teaching, and acting as teacher leaders on their campuses. The current FSD model classroom teachers are serving in that role for the entire school year. They have been and will continue to be publicly recognized on social media and during meetings. They actively participate with the model teacher cohort through scheduled meetings. The next one is coming up in February. Display leadership skills at the campus level, skillfully implement district resources and adopted materials, have exemplary classroom management and student engagement, will occasionally provide professional learning, as I mentioned earlier, share their expertise through demonstrations and videos. They attended 1 day of summer training last July, and they are willing to have their classroom visited with 24-hour notice. As part of the application process, prospective model teachers were asked to respond in writing to the following questions. Why are you interested in becoming a model classroom teacher? Provide one or more examples of how you have had an impact in a school, and tell us about one or more examples of times colleagues have asked you for advice or times you have shared your expertise. Our 12 model classroom teachers share their expertise, reinforce the impact of instructional coaching, and encourage effective, results-oriented collaboration and learning-focused cultures. They are powerful exemplars of what it means to be a lifelong learner, and we eagerly look forward to analyzing data to ascertain their positive impact on student achievement. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any questions?
I want to ask you a quick question. I was just curious, are teachers allowed to request that that model teacher come into their classroom to assist them, and is that work out where they can do that?
Absolutely. It would be done in conjunction with the principal and with Dr. Carlton or Dr. Looney, but that could absolutely be an option.
Thank you. Next, our finance and administration report, Dr. Esslinger.
Yes, you have your monthly capital project report, which consists of one project that has obtained substantial completion. We moved in on January the 6th, began moving in on January the 6th, and we still have a few items to bring over. There's some folks with some stuff to bring over yet, but we are enjoying the space greatly, and people are getting settled in.
Are there any questions? Thank you, Dr. Esslinger. Our NAPSI annual conference. Kevin?
Yes, I was excited to participate this year. Again, the conference was in Atlanta. I attended along with our chair, Robert Blair. Excellent presentations. A lot on AI, which I guess is the theme for everything these days, but a lot of information on how AI is something which can help you be an educator, but also our students can use it, so teaching them the right ways to use it. So it just was a great conference. I could go over lots of topics, but again, the thing I say every year is that when I go, yes, the courses are always going to be phenomenal. It's their 52nd annual conference, but it's the people that you meet every year you go back, you hear their stories about what goes on in their schools. That makes it an epic event, so again, glad I could go.
Thank you. Our 2023-24 Director of Schools annual report. Dr. Snowden?
Yes, and as it says, the 23-24 annual report, and Carol can get you a hard copy and hopefully an electronic copy. We try to make that as comprehensive as possible, the things that go on in the school district. It's probably never truly comprehensive, but thanks to the work of Dr. Decker and the teaching and learning team, Dr. Esslinger and the finance administration, and Ms. Reardon, we think it tells a nice story of what all has occurred during this school year, during the past school year rather. So hopefully you'll have an opportunity to review that, and if you have any questions, just please let us know. We'll try to answer any questions, and if you see something that we forgot to include, then bring that to our attention as well. So thank you.
Thank you. Approval of board agenda. Do I have a motion?
Alicia Barker, motion to approve.
Second?
I'll second.
All those in favor? Great, thank you. Approval of consent agenda. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
A second.
All those in favor? Thank you. Business before the board. Dr. Snowden?
Yes, tonight we're going to have a report from our auditors, so for the 23-24 audit report. So Andy, if you want to come forward.
Good evening. I'm here once again, our annual meet and greet, to go over both the internal school funds and the board, the full board audit for fiscal year ending June 30, 2024. I'm happy to say both audits went extremely well. I was talking to Dr. Esslinger, and he asked if I was ready, and I said, yeah, it's pretty much the same old boring thing, but I think you'd rather me be boring than have a bunch of fireworks up here, because it probably wouldn't be in the best interest of anybody. No, I'll start with the internal school funds, and I'll take up any more of your time. We issued our report on the internal school funds dated September 27, 2024. As I mentioned, being boring, we issued an unmodified opinion, which is a good, clean opinion, just like you want. We had no significant deficiencies or material weaknesses in internal control identified. And honestly, this has been numerous years in a row that this has been the case. And I gotta say, it's a testament to Dr. Esslinger and all the way down to the schools and the bookkeepers. I'm able to meet and do a bookkeeper meeting with them each year. If they have any questions, go over. There was a new manual issued last year. And I've done those bookkeeper meetings, presentations, you know, I just get up there and talk, and they would just stare at me like I'm dumb, and I just talk for an hour and I leave. But I love interactive they are, and you can tell they really want to do a good job and learn, and obviously nobody's trying to do anything wrong or, anything of that nature, but those, and I tell them that's when you get the best out of that, when they have questions and we can interact, 'cause I've been doing this 17, 18 years, and I still see situations that I've never seen before, and I know they do too on a day-to-day basis, but I think there's a really good group of bookkeepers, and so I want to mention that. A couple of numbers as far as the internal school funds, your total fund balance at fiscal year in June 30, total just under 640,000. It was up just slightly, about $25,000. Revenues and expenditures, they've rebounded over the past couple of years since all the COVID-related stuff. Revenues were just under $1 million at $980,000. Expenses $953,000. Again, that's combined for all 8 schools. And those, they both slightly rose about $5,000, which you expect those to mirror each other because money you take in terms of money you expect to spend out. So, yeah, I think it was a successful year in that. So you guys have any questions as far as internal school funds or anything? All right, and then the second report we issued a little bit later, we issued it December 16th, 2024 for the full Board of Education audit. We also did issue an unmodified opinion, and once again, we did not identify any significant deficiencies, material weaknesses, and internal control. And in addition with that one, because of the federal grants and awards, we have to issue another opinion on major programs, and we didn't identify any non-compliance with major programs once again. Your net position at the end of the fiscal year was just under $54 million. It fell just slightly less than $1 million. Total revenues for the district was a little bit over $75 million. That was slightly down, but again, they kind of mirrored each other. Capital outlay totaled just over $23 million. Obviously, you guys had a lot of capital projects last fiscal year, and those got transferred over from construction in progress, capital outlay, into your fixed assets. Any questions on that report? All right, well, I appreciate you guys having me up here, and if it's time for the group picture, we can do that.
Thank you.
Most auditors don't have a sense of humor, so Andy, we really appreciate your sense of humor.
Maybe next year.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
The administration recommends approval of the audit reports as presented.
And since money was spent, we need to do a roll call vote.
Make a motion.
Move to accept as
Sorry.
presented.
Yes, thank you.
Second that motion.
Okay. All those in favor? Well, roll call. Robin?
Yes.
Yes.
Tim? Yes?
Yes.
Yes. Thank you.
Item 2 is a policy revision enrollment in advanced courses, 4.205. This is the first reading. Revisions follow updates to the program for our Administrative Honors Committee, from our Administrative Honors Committee, with slight adjustments to the policies and procedures for the program. As a result, the honors program guidelines and its corresponding board policy have been updated. We recommend approval of the first reading.
Do I hear a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve on first reading.
Thank you. Second?
I'll second it.
Any discussion? Okay, all those, yes.
I do have a question. It's on the 4th page, but the 3rd page of the policy on line 13, it talks about teacher recommendations are not included in this process due to the subjectivity of such determinations. I don't see anything scratched, like marked through. Were teacher recommendations ever an important part of this process? Like, it doesn't look like it was listed elsewhere.
Yeah, I don't recall that we ever had teacher recommendation. Maybe when we first got here, but
So is this just stating
Yeah.
that for clarification purposes?
Right.
Okay.
I had a quick question too. There were a lot of things changed in this policy, and I was just curious if we were having difficulty placing students or more students that wanted to do it than we really could accommodate, or It looked like quite a few changes. I just wondered if there was something new going on with the honors program.
I'm going to ask Dr. Decker or Dr. Weimers to address that because they worked with the honors committee and those, making those changes, recommendations.
I'll weigh in, and then if Dr. Weimers would like to add, I'll ask him to do that. I would say not indicative of problems or issues with having students in the program, but really reflective of the honors committee collaboration and work to continually enhance and tweak the program as needed, and just make, even if it's multiple small changes, to really make sure that we're giving as much opportunity as we can, making the program as equitable as we possibly can. Dr. Weimers, anything I'm forgetting?
Yeah, I mean, a lot, and I made the changes on the program policy myself, but a lot of them were just procedural things, like we don't use star reading anymore, we use I-ready reading, so a good number of the changes were simple things like that, just from changes in platforms. And to answer your question, Dr. Parker, we did have teacher recommendations many years ago when I was teaching honors classes myself. And that is something that sometimes parents bring up, but we don't have anything in the policy about it, so we wanted to add that one line just to make it clear, since we sometimes get parents who say, hey, if I get a teacher recommendation, will you let my kid in? But we don't have that, and we didn't really formally have that in the policy, but it's not a part of the program processes anymore.
And as you can imagine, you know, that would be stressful for teachers. For if they didn't make the recommendation, then parents would be upset with them. So it really takes a load off of the teachers that we don't feel. I mean, they're stressed enough, their jobs are difficult enough without adding one more piece of pressure to them about parents asking for a recommendation.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure that the policy was making it available to as many students as possible, which it sounds like it is.
The biggest tweaks we made this year were giving more opportunity.
Okay.
Like opening up the world language classes to all students was something we did. We took away the testing requirement and opened it up to all students, just like our intro to aeronautics and our computer science high school courses are open to all students as well, so.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Thank you. So we've made a motion and we've second. All those in favor? Great, thank you.
Item number 3, policy revision, promotion and retention. That's the first reading. TSBA has provided updates to the policy due to the State Board of Education updating regulations. At its November meeting, parents, guardians who choose to retain their K through 2nd student must submit a written request within 30 days of the end of the school year. If the student is not eligible for voluntary retention under state law, the district is now required to respond to the parent guardian in writing. We have also added a provision in this requirement to our model policy. We recommend approval of the first reading.
Do I hear a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second? Second. Any discussion? Seeing none? All those in favor? Thank you. Director of Schools report.
Okay, thank you. I think, well, he's been indoctrinated over the weekend because if he didn't know the neighborhoods, after Sunday afternoon, Joey Chilton, our new transportation supervisor, is very familiar with the area now, especially roads that are streets that have been problems before. So I wanted to introduce Joey Chilton. Also, I want to say a little more about transitioning to the new building. There are a lot of people that did yeoman's work in preparing and then actually moving us into the new building. So I just want to lift up and recognize first Dr. Esslinger. He put together a moving plan and communicated the entire Christmas break, or most of the Christmas break, or Christmas holidays, winter break. He was up giving us updates of, is the move on or is it not? But really giving great instructions and how we should proceed to be able to move in January the 6th. And as he said, most of that happened on January 6th. The other group, or a couple other groups, the landscaping and maintenance crews, they did a phenomenal job. Most everybody packed their own boxes and they were ready to move, but physically trying to move those from individuals, and some individuals, we moved some things. I know Dr. Weimer's packed up his vehicle, others packed. We had a lot of individual employees who moved some things, but a lot of the items needed to be moved by some strong backs, I guess, so to speak. So they did a great job, and they moved very quickly. It was not, I mean, they were in, got the boxes and over to New Eddie Lane property and unloaded and had boxes in people's offices so they begin to unpack. And the other group is the technology group. Drew and his folks, I mean, there's a lot of technology to hook up in that building, as you can imagine. But I think everyone, Drew, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure everyone on Monday, January the 6th, had their monitor and their computers were working. And that's phenomenal effort. And so I just wanted to recognize and to thank all those, that Dr. Eschlinger and Chip and landscape and maintenance, and also Drew and his technology department. Let's give them a hand. And you need to come by and visit. It's amazing. We're still, most of my boxes are hidden in a closet, so I'm still unpacking, but for the most part, I don't see a whole lot of boxes. So everybody did a great job in moving in and getting rid of their boxes. I won't say there are no boxes hidden somewhere, but they've done a good job of doing that, of moving in. Hope you had a great holiday. We had a great break. The district had a lot of celebrations. Our honors choir performed at the tree lighting on the square, and as usual, they did an outstanding job. And then we were fortunate to close out a successful inning of our first semester. Administrative Day we held on January the 6th. We provided an administrative day so teachers were able to prepare for their students on January the 7th. Also, Leadership Professional Learning Days, January 14th. Tomorrow will be an all-day professional learning with Speaker Joel Hood. That's for the entire leadership team. Also on March the 3rd, our leadership team without finance and administration will have Dr. Taryn Eccles to learn more on the topics PLC at work. Thanks again to Dr. Carlton, who develops our professional learning sessions. School Board Appreciation Week, as we heard the resolution, we will be honoring our school board members the week of January 26th through February the 1st. TSBA's theme this year is Leading with Vision, Serving with Purpose. You will be receiving an invitation to an individual school to be honored and recognized for your service to the students and employees of our district. In recognition of your service, the school district will also be donating a book to each of our media centers in your honor. Thank you for the support, the time, and the dedication that each of you devote to our school district. Let's give our board. Registration for 25-26, that's on our website now. We'll begin that process March the 1st. Out of zone and out of district application will be open on February the 15th and will be available through the end of March. As always, please submit your annual statement to the Ethics Commission if you have not, and we provided the online access, and that deadline is January 31st. Our retiree Valentine's Day brunch will be February the 13th. Invitations will go out relatively soon. We hope that you'll be able to attend that day if your schedule allows. And then also we provided conference and meeting updates for your information and for your, if you're interested in any of those. Also, I think in the email I sent last week, I went back and looked to make sure, but if you have not, we hated to cancel the board retreat. We would like to reschedule, even if it's for a half day instead of a whole day. So if you haven't let Carol know some possible Saturdays that you would have some availability, please do that in the next couple of weeks so we can, or next week if you can, if you know that availability, so we can hopefully get something scheduled. That's all I have. Thank you.
Updates, teaching and learning.
No, ma'am, thank you.
Dr. Esslinger, Finance and Administration.
Yes, you have your typical board package for HR and our financials. Sales tax collections report reflecting January's collections were up 6% month to month, and we're now sitting at 4.1% year to year.
Thank you. Any additional updates for the good of the board? Okay, we are adjourned.
Good job, Lena.